Hello. So this is one short video before you turn in your rhetorical analysis so that you can make sure that what you have is a true rhetorical analysis. So some things that you definitely need to have in your rhetorical analysis, explicitly identifying some things. Number one, purpose. No matter what the text is, in our case, they're two articles, but it could be a political speech, it could be an advertisement, it could be a comedian's comedy set. What is the purpose? Is it to inform? Is it to persuade? Is it to entertain? Is it a combination of two? Is it all three? And then what is the dominant purpose? Then what's the audience? What's the potential audience that the writer or speaker had in mind when they crafted this text? And then number three, how effective in using rhetorical technique is the writer or speaker in doing that purpose, achieving that purpose with that audience? So to break it down on its most elemental level, the next time you're watching TV, even if it's a streaming show, you're probably going to get a commercial, an advertisement. Watch it. There are often times that I see a commercial and I say something and my wife says, "You're not the demographic." That's true. So that means I'm not the audience. So if I don't know who that celebrity is, if I don't get what's going on in it, that's probably by design, because when the advertiser sat down and they want to market to a certain demographic, I'm not it, and they're not interested in me spending my money. They don't think they're going to get me to spend my money on that product. So apply that. If I'm writing an article and I want to persuade a certain audience, you got to be able to identify what that audience is. You might not be the audience. So, for Barbara Ehrenreich or Ted Chiang, who are they trying to persuade? Who are they trying to inform, or who are they trying to entertain, or combination? So what's their purpose? What's their audience? Are they effective? How are they effective? That's how you got to explain. Do they use logical appeals? How do they appeal to people's sense of logic? So they use facts and statistics. They build their credibility. So you got to talk about credibility. They build their credibility on the backs of more knowledgeable others. Or they have instant credibility because they're experts in their fields. That's for you to decide and talk about. So if Barbara Ehrenreich, what she's writing about, is she an expert in her field, or does she build her credibility another way? Ted Chiang, is he an expert in his field, or does he build his credibility another way? Or is it a combination? I'm an expert plus I build my credibility by quoting and citing expert opinions on the topic, which would be double credibility, would be even better. You talk about that. Logical appeals. Then emotional appeals. How do they use loaded words? How do they try to sway you in some ways? Do they show any bias? Do they anticipate counter arguments? Do they make any concessions? And then on a sentence level, syntactical, that's the 30, sophisticated and stylish. So how do they draw? A lot of these are to draw attention, and that's what you can say. It's to draw attention to this point. So is there polysyndeton? And that's where you have a lot of conjunctions in a row, like this and this and this and this. Or do they have asyndeton, where it's just a list with a bunch of commas and there is no coordinating conjunction? Is there hypophora? Is there anaphora? Is there parallel structure? Are there rhetorical questions? These are things that you're looking for because it helps you figure out when somebody is very meticulous in their writing. You can bet that they probably did things on purpose. So how do they draw your attention to certain elements? Like, I'll give you an example. Pamela Paul, who you're supposed to be reading this week, and you've read the first week. The reason I like using her work is because some of her sophisticated and stylish rhetorical techniques are kind of obvious to readers if you get used to kind of looking for them. And what she likes to do is put her thesis, her main idea, in the final paragraph. And what she does is she usually uses an aphora, or what we would commonly call parallel structure, to draw attention to it. So using the first, the same words to begin, because of. What is she doing? She's drawing your attention to her main idea. That's on purpose. That is a craftsperson at work. The goal is you start the semester by learning some of these techniques, learning how to see them, kind of picking apart somebody else's text, so that when you write your argument, which is next, you're more conscious of ways that you can be meticulous in your writing when you write that argument. So just to break it down again real quickly, you gotta identify purpose, you have to identify audience, you have to talk about credibility, you have to talk about how effective the author is at achieving their purpose to or for that audience, talk about logical and emotional appeals, and work in some of the 30 sophisticated and stylish rhetorical techniques, usually talking about how the author is drawing attention to an idea or a point that they are making. So with that being said, read over your draft one more time. Do you have these elements? Maybe even make a checklist. Purpose, is it there? I mean, you can hit Control F on your computer inside your document, type in purpose. Does anything come up? Did you explicitly talk about purpose, audience, credibility? Don't use logos, pathos, ethos, logical appeals, emotional appeals. And then beyond that, do I have at least 2 of the sophisticated and stylish that I talk about, that I make a point? So those are all things that need to be there. Shoot me an email if you have any questions or concerns. Otherwise, I look forward to reading some great rhetorical analysis